Okay, you guys, it is 8, and I want to make sure that I honor your time. And if you've been to an Emerald call before, we do these once a month. They're on Thursday nights at 8, usually the third Thursday. If you've been to one before, I'm just gonna warn you that this one is different. Basically, I was thinking about this today, and I'm like, the only way that you can really truly move your business forward is to take action and to do something about it. Like, you can't just sit here and take in all the information and leave feeling overwhelmed and not do anything and move forward. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to talk for like 10 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you exactly how to take action. And you're going to do that while we are on this call. That way we know it's done. And it's not a thing of like, oh, I have to make time to do this later. I have to make time to do this tonight. Like, no, you're going to do it right now while we're sitting here together. We're going to use our time wisely. So let's talk about Emerald first. What is Emerald? It is your first Beachbody rank, and I don't want to overcomplicate it at all. What you need to know about Emerald is it means that you are growing your team. It means that you are an active coach, and it means that you have one active coach or preferred customer on your left leg, and you have one active coach or preferred customer on your right leg. That is the only thing it means. And you guys, it is simple. Like, it just really is, if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people about what you're doing. So you want to get to Emerald mostly for two reasons. Number one, it increases your impact. The more people that you can have in your circle, the better. The more people that you get to encourage, the more people that you get to inspire, the more people that you get to help live their healthiest life. Like, that's what I want you to focus on most. When you sign somebody up, when you get Success Club points, when you rank advance, yes, the business side stuff, that's great. But what it really, really means is that they are in your circle of impact. And that is so awesome. But the second thing it means, and I don't want us to miss this, is when you become Emerald, you can start to make more money because you can start to make bonuses, not just commission. And I can tell you, 5 years into this business, if you're consistent, then your bonuses at some point will most likely out earn your commission as you grow a team and as you impact people and as you help people do this. I also need you to know that you will get to Emerald by taking action, not by knowing everything. So we're just going to hop in. In past calls, we've talked more about the ins and outs of Emerald and like how you get there and exactly what it means and how you earn a team cycle bonus and all of that stuff. But guess what? I didn't know any of that when I hit Emerald. And I kind of think it was better that way because I didn't overthink it. I didn't overcomplicate it. I just took action. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So I want you to ask yourself, who can you talk to right now about what you're doing? I want to clarify. If you are new, preferred customer, that's PC. And all that means is you are signing somebody up to do the workouts with you. You are signing somebody up to be in your challenge group. You are signing somebody up with all of our nutrition help, and they're going to get a discount for it. Okay. That's what a preferred customer is. They get 25% off of all of their purchases. And anybody who is buying anything consistently probably should be signed up as a preferred customer, because I guarantee you every single person you want to, like every single person that wants to buy things wants to have a discount. Okay. The second thing we're talking about when I'm talking about talking to people is signing people up as coaches. So there are some ranges here too, though. There are some people who want to sign up as a coach just to make a few extra referral dollars. If you have people who want to sign up to do this with you, and they are naturally like outgoing, and they're naturally the person that talks to everybody about what they're doing, they naturally share things on social media, they might want to make an extra $50 every single time somebody else signs up. Offer that to people. You also might be talking to people who want to do this as a part-time thing. And I would say most people that you come across, most people that you invite are going to be in this range. Like, they have another job, they enjoy that, but they want something to be that extra. They want something to pay for their hair or date nights, or to sock away at debt, or just for a savings account. Like, they're going to do it on top of what they're already doing, but they don't want to do it full time. However, you might come across people who are like, I want to do this thing. And like, this sounds amazing. I want to do this full time eventually. And you need to know that if you come across people like that, they need to know it's possible, but they also need to know that it's going to take a lot of time and effort and consistency and work. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in their first 6 months. Like, it's going to take some time. Okay. So I gave you some examples here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to take a second and write down some names of who you want to connect with, and then you're going to connect with them. Okay. What I need you to know is this: you need to sound like yourself. Okay. You signed up to be a coach because probably a couple reasons. Maybe you want to make money and you think that health and fitness is your lane to do that. But whatever it was, I'm assuming that you wanted to make money. Like, you signed up to run a business. And if you want to make money, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. But it's really important that you feel good about the messages that you're sending people and they sound like you. So if you read any of these scripts, any of these prompts that I have, and you're like, I wouldn't say that, like, I don't like that, that sounds cringy, or that sounds like a message that I would ignore, you need to change it. Okay. These are the messages that I have sent. These are the messages that I am going to send tonight. But you do what feels good to you. As long as you're talking to people, it doesn't really matter how you put it, as long as you feel good about it. So if you are new, especially, I want you to mostly focus on these first two prompts. Okay. So if you have friends and family that you can think of that would be fun to work out with, that would be awesome to have in your first couple challenge groups, that you know are just looking for like a sustainable, fun way to be their healthiest selves, these are probably the scripts that you're going to send to them. Okay. I actually, and if you need to do this, you do this. I called my friends and my family and I said something like this, like, hey, I'm about to do this, and kind of explained what it was and asked them if they would want to work out with me. And a lot of my best friends did. Some of my family members did too. Okay. Second one is, if you've already posted a little bit, I know some of you are like brand spanking new and maybe you haven't even posted on social media yet, but if you have, the second thing you can send is something about, thanks for following along. I'm about to start this program that's blah, 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 however long. I put 21 days long. If you're doing something different, if you're about to start gut protocol, if you're about to start I don't care what you're starting, fill in whatever you need to about the program part. You will fix that if you're not doing like 21 day fix or MBF or something like that. Okay. And then the last two are for people who are wanting to invite specifically to coaching. Okay. If you are brand new and you feel like you know somebody who fits this mold, who'd be really great at it, be brave and send it. That's totally fine. Okay. There is no like right or wrong way to do this. If you know somebody who is just coming to mind, like, I just can't stop thinking about that person, send it. The worst they can say is no. Okay. The faster that you start talking about what you're doing, the better. And then kind of the same with people on social media. You can send this exact script. What have you posted about coaching lately? What have you talked about in your stories? Or what have you put on your feed? What reels have you made? And you can send out that script right there. Okay. So what questions do you have right now? I'll share that again. Don't worry. Any questions right out of the gates? Any at all?
Could you do a quick recap because my friends and I just got here?
Yes. So we're taking action. So at the beginning, I said Emerald is you are active. You have 2 people that are active. And right now we're going to send out invites. And you can use the scripts that I have uploaded right there, or you can use your own. It doesn't matter. I just want you to make it sound like yourself. And I want to mention too, especially if you're new, and guess what? Even if you've been around for a while and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't like spent intentional time talking to people in a long time. It doesn't matter. Okay. It does not matter. The only way to do it is to rip off the Band-Aid, and it might feel awkward. It might feel uncomfortable, but the worst thing that can happen, worst thing, most likely, is they ignore you. And that's okay. Best thing that can happen is they're like, oh my gosh, like, I've been looking for something like this. I want to work out with you. And you get somebody to be into your challenge group, and you can inspire them and encourage them. And you can be on the journey together, and you're making an impact, and you're making income. Like, that's best case scenario, and it's worth it. Okay. If I had never sent out my first few messages like this and just been brave, and even though I was like, what are people going to think of me? Like this group of people wouldn't be sitting here with me specifically. Maybe they would have signed up with somebody else, but they wouldn't be in my life. And that would be a shame. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to put those scripts back up there. You copy and paste if you need to, write them word for word. Make them sound like yourself though. Okay. And I'm going to give us, I'm going to put on my timer 15 minutes. Okay. And I'm going to be asking you, once you finish doing it, how many you sent. So be prepared to answer.
It's my turn. Watch this pattern of strawberry. Okay, friends, to put the strawberry pattern in my this is cool.
Okay, we are coming up on 15 minutes. And because one of the key pieces of this is to be held accountable, I want you to count how many you sent, and I want you to just drop it in the chat. I also just want to clarify that when you like get on something like this to work, and like in general when you sit down to work, the goal is not to send out like 1,000 invites. The goal is not to send out 30 invites. The goal is to send out genuine, authentic invites, and if that's 3, that is okay. Okay? I want to be really, really clear about that because we've all gotten those messages in our inboxes that were like, ooh, that's cringy. And I'm not going to respond to that. And we're not going to be those people. But it is totally normal to invite people to check out your business. Like, think about commercials, think about billboards, think about networking out in real life. Like, if it's normal, okay? It just feels a little bit different doing it virtually. So I'm seeing numbers come in. I'll drop mine as well. It's okay if they weren't, if they were the PC 1, 2, the first 2, that's okay too. You can count those. And if you feel like you can keep going after this, then you keep going. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Oops. Because while we were doing that, I got a message from one of my new coaches and she's like, okay, but what do I do when they say they're interested? Like, what now? And I want you to know that once somebody responds to you, well, first of all, let me say this. If people don't respond to you, if they are ghosting you, which means like they just don't say anything, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Not everybody is on social media as much as us, and it doesn't really mean a whole lot. I get ignored all the time. You have to decide right now, it's not going to hurt your feelings. Okay. But if they do respond and they're like, yeah, I really want to know more about that, here are my tips for you. And here's what you need to do in those conversations. Number 1 is you need to be genuine and you need to be yourself. I'm not going to give you a script of what to say because I can't be genuine for you. So you need to tell them in the simplest way you can about the workout program you're about to start, that you're excited about it and you would really like to do it together. And maybe give them some information like, you know, you can do it from home. It's 30 minutes. If you live close to the person, be like, hey, we can work out together. Like, just be genuine and be yourself. The second big, huge recommendation I have for you is to make the conversation about them and what they will gain, because they will likely have a lot of questions for you. And you need to make sure that you're getting to know like their pain points, their struggles. If these are like your best friends and your family members that you're talking to, you likely won't have this big long conversation because they know you, they love you, and they trust you. And they might just say, sign me up. I want to do this because it's me and you. Like, let's do this like we do everything else. Like, that could very easily happen. But especially as you get into conversations with strangers, because that's going to happen at some point on Instagram, you want to make sure you get to know them. And I like to ask lots of questions about like past workouts. What did they enjoy? What did they not enjoy? What's been the biggest struggle, nutrition or workouts? Just like get to know them. That way you can help them see how this is going to help them. So for example, they might say, in the past, I've really struggled because I haven't had any accountability. So then as you're listening, you can be like, oh my gosh, like this is perfect for you then, because we have a whole group of women who work out together daily. We have a Zoom link. So you can actually be seen face to face. You're going to check in. Like, there's no shortage of accountability. Maybe you text your clients like after workouts. Let them see how this is going to solve their problems. If it's a time thing, maybe their gym is like 20 minutes away. Guess what? You don't have to go to the gym. You can do it from your basement. There are like any single thing that they've been struggling with, I promise you, we probably have a really good solution. Like, that's why so many of us have been around doing these workouts, following these nutrition programs for years and years, myself included. I've been here for 5 years because it's the best thing that's ever worked for me. And the way I help people is I lead with my belief in our workouts and our nutrition programs. Okay. So make sure you center the conversation around them. And then the third thing I would say is, as you get into these conversations with people, you need to know it's going to be imperfect. You're going to say things, you're probably going to mess up, and I need you to know it is okay. You can't go from like never doing this before to level expert in a week. That is not going to happen. It's going to take time. It's going to take you asking questions. It's going to take failure. Like those things have to happen before you can get really good at it. So I want you to just take action and ask your mentor coach all of your questions as you get into these conversations. That's what she's there for, especially at the beginning of your journey. Even if you're seasoned and you're like, I've not done this in a while, I just need help. Go to your mentor or post in our team page and ask for advice. Even if you need to send screenshots of conversations for help, do that. Like we're all here to help each other because one, we want to make impact. Like we know that these workouts are such a good solution for so many people. And two, we each signed up to do this business for a reason. We wanted to impact our family's financials. We wanted to impact our own financials. And this is the way that we're going to do that. And it's such a fun, encouraging, inspiring way to do it. And the last thing I want to tell you is once your conversation starts to come to a close and you're telling them all the details about like how much it costs, you know, they get to pick one of the 3 options for products, what you're going to do. And if you need help with this, ask your mentor coach. She can walk you through it. You'll send a total solution pack through ShareCart, and you want to make sure when you send it, you click preferred customer or coach. It's on the bottom. It is super easy. It is very user friendly. And we will celebrate the heck out of it when it happens because that means you've made a sale. That means you have somebody in your downline, and that will mean you are at least halfway to Emerald, which is your first rank, which is impact. And what really excites me, I'm excited about impact. Please don't get me wrong, but it really excites me too to help you grow your income, and getting to Emerald is the first step and the best way I know to get you on that path to making income and not to drop it. Okay. Once you get Emerald, you guys, every single rank after Emerald is repeating what you just did tonight. Do not overcomplicate this business. Be excited about your journey. Show your journey. Get results. Fall in love with the process of taking care of yourself, and that will bleed so naturally into your everyday life, into your social media, and into your conversations. And before you know it, you're just excited to talk to people, and the fear kind of fades away because you're like, I've been working out for 5 years straight and I've never done that. And it's because I became a coach, and you can give that gift to other people. And if they say no, it means literally nothing. Okay. The only way you're going to grow your business is to take action. The action will be messy, and it's okay. That's how you're going to grow.